Okay, I'm going to start with this week's grocery haul. Today is August 24th. It's just a little pick up the basics to get us through this weekend and the following work week. First place that we stopped actually is over by where the Halloween candy and school supplies are. We do have trick-or-treaters that come through here in our apartment complex. Usually only 3 or 4 of them. Bags of candy, as always, are anywhere from $16 a bag to $24 to $32. But this year, and it doesn't always happen this way, they have an interesting bag that does have great stuff in it for it's either $9.44 or $9.94. So, yeah, you get 2 pounds, 0.82 ounces in each one. Cheapest I've ever seen an interesting looking bag. Oftentimes the really cheap bag just is that. It's candy that kids turn their noses up at, and if there's any left, you certainly don't want any part of it. So I was thrilled to get this because whatever's left over, I'll certainly polish off the Skittles eventually. My husband will do the Starbursts. So very happy to get that. That's taken care of before all that kind of stuff. It just appeared on the shelves. It'll probably be gone within the next 2 weeks, and then people will be taking all the candy out of the candy department to compensate, because usually whatever Walmart has in the way of this is it. Whatever gets put on the shelf is the end of it. So that was the first stop. I should say our first stop before ever even getting to Walmart was over to Farmer Laura's to pick up our vegetable haul. So let me and show you this. We got a bunch of parsley, which I'm going to be using up here in the next 2 or 3 days because I'm going to make some homemade soup. It is going to be in the 70s in Wisconsin after being, I think yesterday, it was up with the heat index to 123. Yeah, very hot. My husband has taken some time, paid time off. He's got vacation time that he's been able to use because he works in a factory, and yes, it was very hot, and they ended up shutting it down anyway. So we're going to make some soup when it gets into the 70s because I'm kind of overdue for it. So I bought some fresh parsley, $2 a bunch, a $2 worth of Roma tomatoes. I already ate one of the tomatoes because I'm a big tomato lover, so it was $2 worth of slicing tomatoes, 75 cents for this guy. This was $3.50 for a bunch of curly kale. And then for the carrots and those are a little bit more pricey. They just come up out of the ground. Those are $5 a bag. And that, I think, is usually 2 or 2.5 pounds. So we went and we picked up that first, kind of to show you the comparison now. I paid $2 for these Roma tomatoes. And when I go, I don't buy my Romas at Walmart if I can help it, but I have, obviously. But most of the time, our once-a-month trip, an hour away from home, I buy them. And if you've seen my haul, you've seen them in them for 89 cents a pound. Sometimes they're pretty good size, but most of the time they're pretty small. So these that I got, and there's 8 of them, were $2. And these I got at that employee-owned grocery store a couple of weeks ago now, and they last a long time. That's why I've kind of turned to Roma tomatoes. This was 89 cents a pound, and this is just a little bit over a pound. So if we were to double that, we would have that $2. And of course, we would have way less tomato in this store-bought than what we paid for in these massively huge. Let's have it for comparison here. I don't know if I can do a great comparison, but not really. You got a little guy that's like 1/3 the size of what the size of most of them are. And of course, the taste you just can't beat. Tomatoes that just came off the vine this morning. All of this gets harvested in the morning time, and then we pick it up in the evening. So you can't beat the taste. It is organic. I'm only mentioning that for cost reference. A lot of people say the organic is so much more expensive. Yeah, it can be. Definitely in the grocery stores and definitely at large farmers markets or stuff like that. But not in the cases when we pick up from Farmer Laura. I think that the quality, the quantity, the size, and then that it's organic almost always weighs out the price of anything non-organic and fairly small and tasteless that you get in the grocery store. But not everybody has the opportunity to go to a farm stand and or deal with a farmer directly. We feel very privileged that we're able to do that. We've done it now for a number of years. But if you can, if you find a little stand or a person that's growing some tomatoes or something in their backyard, check their price out, because we found it to be a lot cheaper than Walmart and grocery stores in general. Picked up some hamburger buns. I made sloppy joes last weekend and froze the mixture, and so my husband's going to have them for lunch this weekend. We're still feeding our rabbits. We used to have rabbits when we had our own home. We had 4 or 5 rabbits. We adopted 2 that were in dire straits, and then we had 3 of our own. We raised them as pets, and so it's nice now we have rabbits that we feed. They're not necessarily dependent on us. They do eat grass and clover and stuff, so they're happy with that. But we have red hawks and that like to come along and pick them up off the ground. It's sad when you see it, but I've got the rabbits pretty healthy. I wouldn't say that they're unhealthy, fat, or anything like that, because they're definitely not. And they enjoy living here, so we can feed them a little bit of carrots and that to keep them healthy. The red hawk certainly has all kinds of other things. We have rats, mice, shrews, moles, voles, everything. We're running around the lawn, so he's, I'm pretty sure, well fed if he comes into the area. The crows usually keep him out. So we buy that. It's $3.88 at Walmart. It's 2 Sara Lee bread. We were looking at the ingredients in Panda Express. Sweet and sour versus, I want to say it was, I don't know if it was Kikkoman or one of the other very popular ones. Wow, there was a big difference. I would say the healthiest one that has an offering here, and I'm sure you can't see it because it's starting to get blurry, but this one has total sugars of 14 grams, and the other two one had 28 and one had 32 grams of sugar. This one has 55 milligrams of sodium, and the other two, one had 200 and some and one had 300 and some. So if you're looking for sweet and sour, and Panda Express is an option for you, definitely get that, as far as if you're looking for a lot less sugar and a lot less salt. I have a pepper mill, and it was completely out of the peppercorns, so I bought that. That was a Walmart, $5.98 for the refill. It's that time of the season to get stocked up. My husband always takes these to work in the wintertime. These were $1.02 on clearance, so $2.04 for our stock up, because we have other things in the back room in the medicine cabinet. I know you can't see it, but the expiration date is April of 2026. So check those things out. I don't know why they marked that down, but there they did. And some Great Value Chewy Chippers cookies for my husband's lunch. I do have homemade, so he kind of goes back and forth. So this week he'll eat the homemade, or this coming work week, and then the following week he'll break into those. So that was just kind of a little pickup haul. We're going to take a little trip over to the refrigerator. I'll go down through the prices here quick. Probably not going to be able to see them because for some reason we got a blur. Anyways, the candy was $9.94. The 18-count eggs, those are in the refrigerator. Those are kind of pricey. I don't know. Let me see here now why it has that. 18 count. Don't know. Anyways, the 18 count were kind of pricey. They were market side. The only other type that they had was a kind that we don't eat anymore, and that was the EB eggs. Those are really expensive too. So we paid $9.88. Now, 18 count eggs for us is going to last quite a while. We eat probably 6 to 8 eggs a week. And these are dated out until the end of September. So those are going to last us till the end of September. So $9.88 or $9.98 or whatever it was for eggs for an entire month isn't bad. We did get those 2 cough drops for $1.02. Sweet and sour was $3.98. My husband picked up 2 yogurts for $2.36 a piece. We got some mozzarella sticks for the air fryer. The packaged salad, I always make sure that I get salad. One was $2.98. The butter lettuce, which you will see soon, is $2.98. We got 2 loaves of white bread, $2.50 a piece. The carrots were $3.88. Great Value hamburger buns were $1.38. The bananas, I should have bought it at the local gas station. Those are usually $52. The bananas here were 58 cents. We usually buy 8 or 9 of those. Oh no, here's the eggs. I don't know what the 18 count up there is then. The shell eggs for the 18 count was $5.82 for Marketplace. I don't know what this is. When they make these little shortened up whatevers. I bought some cream for the hand. This is probably for ladies, but men might be interested too. I saw an ad for this. Gold Bond hand cream. It's for the crepe corrector. So when you get older in that, your skin gets thin, and then it gets like a crepey look to it. This had really great reviews. So I guess it's very moisturizing, and it takes away that thin-skinned look. Lots of women, older women, were happy with it. I have a little bit of that, and I want to correct it. It's $5.98 a tube. They also have stuff for the body, and this is stuff for hand cream. So I think that was about it that I got. The kitty got a little bit of food, and that's $10.56. Always gets his fancy feast. We're not really buying pop right now. We got a couple of cases of pop at a good price a while ago, and that's doing us well. Plus, we got bottles for 99 cents a little while ago that are regularly $1.25 or $1.35. We got them for 99 cents. We got 4 or 5 bottles of RC. That will do us for a while. I don't drink a lot of soda. My husband's trying to cut down. So we'll go and take a little look at the refrigerator and see what we got. I still have yogurts left from last trip. An hour away from home. I made sure that I stocked up and had at least 20 yogurts, so I still have those. We got some cottage cheese. One of those large orange juices lasts 2 weeks, 2 work weeks. My husband takes about 6 bottles of water to work. It's quite hot in the factory that he works in. We do feed any of the lettuce that is kind of not rotten, because you can't feed anything rotten to rabbits. Especially in the summertime, but sometimes when it's kind of wilty and it's a little bit like it's got brown on it or whatever, and it's not too far gone, at least 75% of it still looks good, we save out about a handful and a quarter, and I also give that to the rabbits in the morning. And I think we've got a large male and at least 2 little ones and 2 females, so very happy. They're brown, they're beautiful, and their lifespan is about 3 years, and they've been here about 2, the older ones, so you know, we're trying to take care of them. They're elderly. We're also looking into taking care of an elderly hummingbird. I don't know if anyone's ever heard that hummingbirds actually, some of them get left behind because they're too old to make the flight. Well, they sell heated hummingbird feeders, so I'm going to save my pennies and see. We do have one that seems to have stuck behind. A lot of them in this area, the males especially, have gone south, have started their migration. So we're going to take a look and see if this guy keeps coming. And if he does, we're going to assume he's a senior and try to take care of him. I think it's the sweetest story in the world when the seniors just kind of stay behind, and well, I guess you know what happens to him. So if we can feed him in that, I would be overjoyed to help one out as he gets through the winter. So I'll continue to make syrup. I make my own syrup. It's 1 cup of sugar to 4 cups of water, and they love it. Got some eggs tonight, like I said, $5.82 market side. The brown ones, they're no different than the white ones. It just so happens that most of the time, if you don't want to buy EB eggs, this is all that Walmart has to offer in Wisconsin Dells. Did pick up a new lettuce tonight. So it's the Romaine Crunch, and on the next shelf behind the cabbages that my husband bought here last weekend. He's going to make up cabbage salad tomorrow. We've got the butter lettuce. These yogurts, I think they're coming due here pretty soon, so I got to get on the move, and maybe my husband has to help me out. We've got potatoes, new red potatoes. Yep, I keep them in the drawer, and they stay in great condition. I've always done that. Carrots, I keep it in a bag. I put some paper towel near it because carrots keep sweating. So I don't want mushy or wet or sticky carrots, and that helps them out. We reuse all of it. We reuse the bags, and I'll even reuse the napkins for something out here. So that's basically the refrigerator. I made my hubby's lunch. That's set up for tomorrow. The door is the same as always. Applesauce, there's my bottle of RC, couple of 7-Ups, some jam, the condiments for lettuce salad, my plant butter, and some Swiss cheese, sliced Swiss cheese that we bought a little bit ago. So that's the refrigerator. Freezer is just about the same. Still got the egg rolls we're working on. Still got pizza dough, which I just absolutely love. It's Rhodes pizza dough. Here's some of the cookies that I made. Yeah, I bought toaster strudel, but I still have yet to open it up. I think I bought it close to a month ago. Working on that key lime pie. I think we've had that since Valentine's Day, I want to say. We do stick bread in the refrigerator. We always leave it in the Walmart bag. Has extra protection, then we don't get freezer burn. I've got some processed zucchini. My husband got some cheap pizzas. I think he buys 3 of those. I think they're Romas for $5. And yep, we have some stuff that's in the door that I've got to move to the other freezer once I get the produce off. And that is the freezer tour. So that is it. The rest of the video is, oh, we got some bananas. Yeah, there's the bananas. And that is all that we bought at Walmart. The total came to $100 exactly. So we're really thrilled with that because we are trying to be more efficient and more thrifty. And next week I'm going to gather the flyers and sit down and really go to town. And I can even mention some of those things of what the local prices are to me and what we're paying in this neck of the woods. So I find that very interesting when I learn that about other areas. So I live in Wisconsin. I live about 30 minutes from Wisconsin Dells. Maybe a lot of people have been up in this area, maybe even shopped at the Walmart I shop at. So you'll see the prices. The rest of the video is going to show you a couple of farm stand pickups I'm going to do, and then I'll see you all back here on my next video. I said I was going to make videos every Wednesday. Actually, it works out better to either do them Friday or Sunday. But anyways, once a week I'll have a video up. I did change my name. I think it's more suitable that I say Thrifty at 60 because as I near 60, I am working on being more thrifty, and I think it's a necessary thing. And I think you don't have to be 60 to be thrifty, and if you aren't thrifty and you want to learn how to be it, you can learn with me because I'm learning as I go. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the new subscribers. My name is Kim. I'm married. We have a beautiful, almost 16-year-old cat. Live near Wisconsin Dells, getting ready to move out and move away from the area within the next year and a half. So I sell on eBay to make some extra money from all of our full-time income, and I forgot the spring water. This is for the kitties' water fountain. Spring water is what we use. My videos are just going to center on our life, our lifestyle, life in Wisconsin, being thrifty, cooking, baking, some thrifting that I'm going to do, showing some resale items, things that I'm selling, things that I'm doing, gardening, plants, you name it. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again next week. Hi everyone, it's Kim from Thrifty at 60. I've changed my name from This Foodie's Life to Thrifty at 60. Tonight's video is a grocery haul and a couple of produce hauls. This afternoon my husband and I are at Devil's Lake State Park in Baraboo, Wisconsin to try to enjoy a nice walk. It is cloudy, but at least it's in the 70s. I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to try to put out a video once a week, either on a Friday or Sunday. Soon I'll know which day that's going to be for sure, but at least one video a week. I have videos about cooking and baking and thrifting and resale. I do a lot of gardening. I have a lot of plants. We're going to be moving soon. I have thrifty tips, frugal tips, do some home decor. And I don't know if I mentioned shopping hauls, refrigerator challenges, pantry challenges. I give you a tour of my refrigerator before I go shopping or after I go shopping. I usually show you what I thrift and what I'm going to be selling up on the internet for resale. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, join me here once a week. Thanks again for all the likes, the comments, and the new subscribers, and I'll see you again next week. Okay, I've got 2 produce hauls. The first one I got when we were traveling to Devil's Lake State Park. So this is from Mark's produce stand just outside of Baraboo, Wisconsin. So the zucchini he does 3 for $2. These were $2.99 a piece. These large acorn squash. These were $2.99 for 6 peaches. I guess he's had peaches before that were way bigger and that, but these are just little ones, and they're soft, so that's great. I guess just immature, or maybe it's a type of peach that doesn't grow very big, but they look good and they smell great. Some gourds, unusual. I don't think I've ever had gourds like that before. $3. And these gigantic Tomatoes, these usually last like 3 meals. Again, in the cucumbers, 3 for 2, so I got 3 pickling cucumbers because I actually like to eat cucumbers when they're short and fat like this. And also just 3 of the regular cucumbers. And then green beans, I'm not sure how much we paid for those. Most of the time he has these for like $1.99 a pound. And so it looks like we have like almost 2 pounds there. So, plenty of green beans. Then we went to the second stand, which was actually here in town. We got an acorn squash. I believe I paid $1 for this acorn squash. The cucumbers were 50 cents a piece, so I got 4 of them. The sweet corn, which looks fabulous, we got 12 ears for $4, which is basically the cheapest price in this part of Wisconsin. Each of these tomato clumps was, I guess initially the older guy was selling them for $1 a clump, but I was charged 50 cents a clump, and that's fine. This is a senior citizen that sells vegetables off his land, and I'm perfectly happy paying that. They're beautiful tomatoes. And then this large cabbage, which he charged $2, and I don't even know how. I think it's anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds. So I'm going to see if I can chop it up in chunks and freeze it to have it later on in the later fall and winter, because I don't think I've ever seen such a beautiful cabbage. So that is our produce haul. 1 local here. Oh, and also with the local one, we got 3 pumpkins, a little white one and then 2 medium-sized white ones, and he charged either $1 or $1.50 for each one of those. So cheapest pumpkins I've ever heard of in this area. The biggest cabbage I've ever seen, so it pays, you know, to take a look around local. We've got some great farmers here in the Mausam, Wisconsin area. Great produce producers as well as everything else produced. I can't wait to get into that corn. I'm happy that it's acorn squash season because that's my favorite kind of squash. Cucumbers, I make a cucumber and tomato salad with the dressing is just mayonnaise and a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, a little bit of milk or cream. Stir it up and pour it over the top of just chunked up or sliced tomatoes. I also like tomato sandwiches with mayonnaise. Acorns, of course, are fall decoration. They'll be too hard to feed to the opossum, but our pumpkins will all be chopped up and thrown to her. We've got a couple of opossums in the marsh down below our front door, and they eat on those pumpkins all winter long. Of course, the peaches won't last me but a second, and the zucchini, I can either shred it for muffins or just chop it up and do it for stir fry. So that is my produce haul on October, yeah, I think in October when I see those orange gourds. For August, I believe it's the 25th today.